Welcome to another video. Here's a comic book haul. This one's going to be a little different. I can sometimes find comic books at the local Salvation Army, believe it or not, and usually not in that bad of a shape. I think these are all the ones that I've got there over the last several years. Not going to be in any particular order, but here we go. Green Lantern, Green Arrow, number 4. Pretty sure this is a reprint. Yeah, this isn't the original, of course. Neil Adams. One of my favorite comic book artists. Probably the first time I can remember checking to see who did the artwork for a comic book. I think it was Neil Adams. It was either Green Lantern or Batman. Here's an old one. We've got Green Lantern, number 72. Not in bad shape. I think I forgot to mention. Don't remember what I paid for this. I imagine it probably wasn't more than $1. This here is probably $1, maybe $2. Next up, first time I remember finding any comics here at this Salvation Army, they had a bunch of Swamp Things. I didn't buy all of them. Some are the older ones, some are a little more recent, from the 80s. But here we've got let's see, what is that? Number 20. Cool Bernie Wrightson cover. Swamp Thing Saga, number 1. These Swamp Thing comics, I think these were only 49 cents each. Well, that was a hell of a deal. Here we have Swamp Thing Saga. Doesn't say anything about a particular issue, so I guess this was just a one-shot special that he did. Okay, next one I was really happy to find. I knew that the first appearance of John Constantine was either, I was pretty sure it was this one. Issue 38. And then after I bought it and I got home, I was kind of disappointed to find out that the first appearance of John Constantine is actually from Swamp Thing number 37. So fortunately, next time I went back there, they still had it. This is one of my, I guess you could say, crown jewels in my collection. Being a fan of Hellblazer since 1988, issue 37 of Swamp Thing, first appearance of John Constantine. Fine condition, 49 cents. Can't beat that. Next up, sorry for the glare on these. I got them bagged, so that's why there's such a glare. Let's see, what issue is this? This is 46. With Phantom Stranger and Hawkman and Batman. This was a good issue. Number 50. This has a bunch of, like, the horror-type characters. Dr. Fate, Dead Man. There's a Phantom Stranger there. Etrigan the Demon. Spectre. I think Zatan is also in this issue. Pretty sure John Constantine is too. Here's one. I probably bought this just because, well, I thought, well, it looks like the Joker's in it. Something about Swamp Thing being in Arkham Asylum. I'll have to reread this one again. I really don't remember. Issue 52. This is a good one. This is I think Swamp Thing somehow invades Gotham City. So obviously, Batman's not too happy about that. Issue 53. That's it for the Swamp Things that I bought. And this is a character I've only been reading for the last couple years or so. I think they came out with a it was a collection of the Solomon Kane stories, I think from Savage Sword of Conan. So here we got the Sword of Solomon Kane, number 1. $1. I think maybe what I paid for these, for this one here. And again, like I said, I mean, for somebody took really good care of these comics, because, you know, the majority of these that I got there were really in really nice condition. Of course, for one thing, some of them were kept behind the counter, so you had to ask to see them. I've always liked Red Tornado. Here's a 4-part miniseries they did from the 80s. They only had issues 2 and 3, though. We'll have to get the issues 1 and 4. Can't remember what I paid. Maybe $1, which I think is what they usually charge for their comics. Punisher. I remember when this was going on. Evolutionary War. Punisher Supersized Annual, which I guess is... must be the first Punisher annual. I found this set here. They had all of them but number 3, which I think was Mephisto vs. X-Men. So we've got Mephisto vs. Fantastic Four. These were either $1 or 49 cents. I can't remember, because I went back a few days later, or maybe the next week, and I think they originally they were $1, and then they had them for 49 cents. Mephisto versus X Factor. I haven't read this one yet. The 4th and last part. Mephisto versus the Avengers. This looks weird. Looks like, I guess hell is on the side of the Avengers against Mephisto. So, curious to see what all that's about. Too bad they didn't do a Mephisto versus the Defenders. I think that would have been more interesting. I think I'd had a Mephisto versus Power Pack. How that... What would that have been like? Alright. Here's another one I was really happy to find. Howard the Duck. Issue 13. Yeah. I had this when I was a kid. I think it came from I'm thinking maybe Woolworth had it at the local mall. Still really nice condition book. Go ahead and open this up and show you something. In case, for those of you that don't know, I mean, yeah, like I said, this is it's a really nice copy. Here we go. And this is, I'm pretty sure, the very first appearance of Kiss in a comic book. You know, before they did their Marvel Super Edition or whatever it was called, that magazine. I don't know how, but here, yeah, it's their first appearance in a comic book. Now they're only on the first 3 pages or so. So I was really happy to get this one again in my collection. There's Franco Colombo, former Mr. Olympia. I'm gonna have to check out, see what else Steve Gerber worked on. I know he did this and a Man-Thing, one of my favorite Marvel series. Damon Hellstrom pops up in this issue, which is cool. Trying to find a certain panel that I remember. Oh, here we go. Check out the very end of here. What happens to Howard the Duck? Kind of like a, I guess, Duck of Satan. Where is it at? Okay, well, anyway. Here's the last 2 I found. We've got the New Defenders, which is what they changed the title to, I guess, later on in the series. I think in this one there's something about Hellcat's wedding. And she ends up marrying a son of Satan, which I thought was kind of weird. Does she know who his father is? And I found the double-sized last issue of The Defenders, 152. Just read this one recently. Pretty good story. So that's pretty much it for a bunch of comic books I found for really cheap at the local Salvation Army. Also found a bunch of Dread Stars. I wasn't going to buy them at first, and I realized, well, it is Jim Starlin, and he's always been probably my favorite writer-artist. But read a few issues. Didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I would, so I've got that in a box of comics that I'm going to try to sell on Craigslist right now, so that's why I'm not showing those off. Anyway, that's it for this video, and thanks for watching.